Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our program brought to you by Southeast Termite and Pest Control. Mosquitoes are annoying. Mosquitoes can ruin an outdoor event, and mosquitoes can be dangerous as they carry diseases. But mosquitoes can also be kilt, K-I-L-T. Wipe them out by calling Southeast Termite and Pest Control. Talk to them about their many different treatment options. If you want to have them out there monthly, weekly, or maybe you've just got a big event, a wedding, outdoor picnic, church picnic, barbecue, something. Have them come out and do a one-time spray, kill them suckers. You don't want them around. All right, Southeast Termite and Pest Control. Up next, we'll talk Jonathan Kongbo, Butch Jones, even some Jalen Hurd. But first, I want to talk about John Currie. Just finished his first week on the job as AD, put out a John Currie letter to the fans, which I thought was a nice touch in terms of he's obviously, one of his big pushes is trying to open the lines of communication, be as open as possible with the fan base. Whether or not that works around here, we'll see. I know it'll work with some folks, but I also know that other people will use that against him like nothing.
They always do.
Yeah, like they always do. All right, but these got three big issues coming up, and I want to ask you guys in groups about those issues. I'm going to start with Bob and Jimmy. The Vol baseball team has won the first two games at Florida this weekend. They are 3-8 now in the league, last in the SEC East. The only team worse in the league is Alabama. Dave Serrano's contract expires this summer. Assuming Tennessee doesn't improve, they continue to struggle, do you replace him, or do you just say, you know what, it's not a revenue sport, he's running a clean program, let's give him another year to see what he can do?
Wow. I'm going to go with if it doesn't get better, you have to replace him.
I think if Tennessee doesn't make the NCAA tournament, they will replace him.
Okay.
I think that, and I think Dave Serrano knows that. I think that's the criteria. Got to make the NCAA tournament.
Very good. Well, go ahead.
I mean, I was just going to say, you know, if it's not a big revenue sport,
That's right.
but it's also one that you just can't have. I think just flatline and say long term, we just don't really care, and I think that's what you would get into.
But what are you going to hire is a question.
I mean that's a very good
you're going to
question.
hire somebody with Dave Serrano.
It's his exact resume.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
exactly.
I mean,
That's a good
and
question.
let's,
It'll be
let's
worse.
see how the season finishes out. I mean,
Well,
let's
that's
see what
what-
happens.
he
We
said
have to.
that.
It's a television
if he
show.
gets to the
It's sports
NCAA
talk, Mike.
tournament,
You've done sports talk
Right,
radio
no,
and TV.
I'm just saying. I don't know if necessarily the NCAA should be the cutting line. I mean,
I think it is.
But
In my
it is
opinion.
what he's saying, whether it should be or not.
I think strongly
Okay.
it is.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right.
Mike and Mike, here's your chance, Mike Griffith. Holly Warlick has her stars coming back next year and the nation's #1 recruiting class coming in. If you're John Currie, is next year do or die for Holly Warlick?
What do you got to do, right?
What's defined do? Is do
Yeah.
get to the Final Four?
Right.
It's up to you. You're John Currie.
Yeah.
Do you
If they
sit there
get-
and say next year
if they
you
get to
bet-
the Elite Eight, I don't think
Elite Eight's pretty good,
think
yeah.
they'd get rid of her.
Right.
If
you
they
do.
go out in
Okay,
the second
I'm not-
round and lose to
Yeah.
Alabama and Ole Miss and teams like that, then
If they double up what they
they
did
might.
this year, would you make the change if you were John Currie?
It depends on the climate of the fan base by that point. If it just gets so negative and
Okay.
all those kind of words that synonyms for negative. If the negativity is just hit a critical mass, then I think you probably have to.
I suspect it would be. Griff,
Yeah, I
what
think.
would you do?
Well, my barometer, I suppose, is: are you in the top 2 in the SEC, Elite 8, playing the championship game of the SEC tournament? Something to show that yes, there is life left in this tenure of this head coach, and she can't get it done. This recruiting class, obviously, it's pivotal. Let's face it. If this recruiting class looks great, then the sun's shining. If they have another down year, then yeah.
Okay, here's the last one. And this is for everybody. Butch Jones got a contract. His current contract expires after 2020, so he's got 4 years. He got a raise in 2015, but he didn't get an extension. He got neither this past year, Dave Hart being a lame duck, so they didn't do anything. You're John Currie. This summer, do you extend him back out to 5 years, which is, a lot of people use that as the traditional, that's your cutoff, 5 years. Do you extend him out to 5 years this summer, or do you sit pat and say, well, we're not going to have to buy that out if we don't extend him, so let's just sit where we are? What do? Do you give him an extension because you, as Currie said, you like the trajectory of the program, or do you sit tight? Or do you have another option?
I sit tight. I leave it as is, and then I let Butch Jones either earn that extension and raise after this season. That's what I would do.
I agree with Jimmy, and one of the reasons would be the negative reaction that you would have if you extend him after a disappointing season and before this season. So I think I would go ahead and just let it be for until November.
when you find yourselves in times of trouble.
Yeah.
Mother Mary.
comes to you.
I disagree. I don't. I'm not saying I can't get over 9-4 being disappointing with 17 starters out, folks. I'm sorry, that's not disappointing to me. That's a pretty decent year under the circumstances. I know the expectations were higher, but the reality was 17 starters were missing. I think you extend them in a year, you show them the confidence, enable them to recruit on a level playing field with other coaches in the SEC.
But they weren't 17 out for the whole year.
Over the course of the season,
you didn't have
Jimmy.
17 guys that
Not
missed
from
all
the
4
first
games.
game, no, Jimmy.
Okay.
17 guys didn't get hurt.
And I don't
against that
care how many
Appalachian
injuries
State.
you had, you should have beat Vanderbilt, you should have beat South Carolina. So I'll
Okay.
disagree with you.
Well, I can disagree. That's what we're here for.
What do you
That's
got,
right.
Mike? Quickly. Do you extend him or no?
I think I do. For what Mike said at the end, let him recruit on a level playing field.
Okay. All right. If you don't extend him, he and his agent are asking for an extension behind the scenes. His agent wants an extension. If you don't extend him, and he has some surprisingly good year this year, are you running the risk that he says, "Oh yeah, well I'm out of here"? I
Yep.
think there's a chance that people
Sure.
out there don't
You run that
care.
chance.
But you've been down that road before with Conzo Martin. It's
Yeah.
like, well, we're not going to take care of you. Well, then I'm leaving. Big chunk of the fan base didn't care. Don't let the door hit you. But you could be facing that same kind of thing if Jones surprises everyone with a big year when he's having so much turnover. All right. When we come back, rapid fire questions on UT football. Stick around.